Shifting focus now to the national capital. Delhi government has decided to launch its summer action plan to fight pollution. From today, a month-long anti-open burning campaign will be starting in the national capital. Now, as part of this plan, a drive to curb road dust pollution will also be beginning from the 15th of April. A meeting of experts will be held on the 21st of April to find a technological solution to fires at landfill sites. Delhi's Environment Minister Gopal Rai had in fact said that a special drive will be launched from the 20th of April to monitor if industries are using cleaner fuels. The summer action plan also focuses on rejuvenation of water bodies and also sapling plantation and phasing out of single-use plastic, among other things.
12 अप्रैल से 12 मई तक एक महीने का ये सघन अभियान चलाने का निर्णय लिया गया है। एंटी रोड डस्ट अभियान, इसको 15 अप्रैल से 15 मई तक एक महीने के लिए अभी डिसाइड हुआ है। कैंपेन चलेगा इस समय, जिसमें 78 मैकेनिकल रोड स्वीपिंग मशीनें हैं, वो उनका मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम जो है क्लोज शुरू किया जाएगा।
Now, how effective is the summer action plan going to be for Delhiites? To discuss this further, I am now joined on the broadcast by an expert panel. Mr. Avikal Somvanshi, who is the program manager of Clean Air Campaign, joins us on the broadcast. Also joining me is Mr. Ravi Srivastav, a former ARP loyalist and also a political analyst now. And also joining me is Reena Dhaka, who is a fashion designer, very well-known face as far as the Delhi circuit is also concerned, a very informed citizen who speaks passionately about obviously the turmoils of air pollution and what we are having to witness right here in the national capital. Now, I will start with Avikal first. The fact that this particular summer action plan has now been launched by the government in Delhi after the winter action plan, how effective do you think this is going to be?
Actually, Delhi government or Delhi as a state already has a year-long plan which needs to be implemented. The summer plan is not as thorough and as detailed as I would like it to be. Yes, you want to control burning of the garbage on the streets, and you want to reduce the dust pollution, you want to reduce the fires at the landfills, but this is not a one-month thing. You have to work on a year-long, multiple-year basis to do that. What you will do with just cleaning the streets for a month? The streets need to be fixed. There are potholes, the streets are bad, people keep digging the streets, and no precautions are taken that the dust from all the digging activities which are happening for utilities and other things don't come onto the roads. So it's good they are doing something, but it's not enough looking at the scale of problem in Delhi.
Okay, Mr. Srivastav, would you like to respond to that? The fact that they are doing something is good enough, but certainly not enough.
Griha, I am satisfied that my co-panelist has used the word something is being done. It's good. In fact, this is a part of governance, and across the country, I think various municipalities and state governments must do such things in their respective areas. As far as Delhi is concerned, we are getting roasted, the 42, 43 degrees centigrade temperature. And if you remember, in the winter also, the similar kind of winter action plans are introduced when the stubble burning or vehicular pollution or all such things are addressed to. Here also, what my friend has said, that road cleaning, yes, it's a one part of that. There are several other aspects, like there are 17 forests, mini forests in Delhi, out of which 4 will be developed to the world-class standard. Every inch of the land will be identified where a green patch can be developed. Those are the such ideas. There is the landfill, the people burn this scrap for recovering the metal and all those things, that will be stopped. That road cleaning and the experts panel will decide that what all other methods could be put to use. That towers for smoke towers what to be installed. All these action plans are there. The urban farming is there. So it's a multi-dimensional thing. I mean, I am satisfied to the extent that Delhi government thinks on those lines, that how to reduce the pollution, which includes that one-time plastic also. So that also will be, minimize the use of that. Because here I've seen in Karnataka, the microplastic is contaminating the river water. So such things, that stopping those one-time use plastic, this will help in the environment pollution control. It will help in the climate change, which we are witnessing over the past several years, will be at least checked for to some extent. So these are good efforts in the right direction.
Okay, Reena, do you agree?
I absolutely agree. I'm very happy to learn on your panel that there will be new lungs, there is tree plantation and smaller and new add-on mini forests and tree plantation will happen. Frankly, as a Delhiite, whenever I pass the streets of Delhi, it may sound corny, but it gives me such great joy. I start counting the saplings on the roads and the ones which survive and the ones which grow and make it to the next season. So yes, I really am happy about that. But there is so many issues still pending in our city. And I think garbage clearance in a timely manner, as someone pointed out, the fact that we do it for a month and what happens for the balance 11 months. That is also to be thought out and planned, because by the time a month will go by, we'll barely have got ourselves in that process of thinking or that pattern of thought. So yes, a long term would help. And there are many garbage and landfill areas, especially in East Delhi. There's Gandhinagar, there is Seelampur. Those areas have serious problem of pollution and waste, and they have to be affecting the rest of the city because they are not just small pollution sites. There's a kind of mountains of waste. Yeah, and there is mountains like a river of sewage. Yeah, so that kind of things, if the government can look into and find a way out, and I'm sure Delhi as citizens, we will all participate in whatever best way we can to help improve our lives better, for us to breathe. And now, the use of air purifiers for those who could afford it became a necessity in this city. I mean, why do we need it? I mean, we should just have clean air, to be honest.
Absolutely. Now, Avikal, the fact that, when we talk about urban farming, this is still a long-term solution to this entire growing problem of air pollution that, Delhi is witnessing. However, if we talk about the sources because of which Delhi is getting polluted, what will you zero in on? Because here, the Summer Action Plan really suggests that 61% of the cause of the air pollution in Delhi is coming from outside of Delhi.
That's our study, and that's being quoted in a wrong fashion. The study which we did last summer, when we said that 61% of the pollution coming in Delhi was from outside, was for 1 week of October. It's only valid for that week of October, and it's very wrong for the Delhi government to use that number and go around saying that it is for the whole year. There are multiple pollution sources in the city, vehicles being one of the primary sources in the city of pollution, and the Summer Action Plan actually doesn't address that problem at all. It's not that the vehicles become problem only during the winter. They are problem during the summer as well. And we need to keep acting on them to improve the traffic conditions in the city and improve the public transportation in the city so that people are tempted to take the public transportation and not a polluting vehicle onto the street. That needs to be done. And that's missing from this action plan, which is very sad. And also, there are a lot of things happening within the city. There's a lot of domestic pollution coming. There's pollutions from unorganized sector and industries, which is there. And there's a lot of things which the government needs to improve on its own, the functioning of the government and government departments, putting everything on people by making it a campaign for 1 month where people will do stuff. It's fine, but what are you doing to improve the government's functioning and their efficiency in tackling the garbage issue, the burning issue, the traffic issue, the traffic congestion problems? What is happening with the bus lanes? It was said a few months back that Delhi is going to get dedicated bus lanes in the city. I don't see them. Where are they? What's happening to them? I mean, the more such questions which fundamentally change how the city works and how much pollution does the city produce. All these small fixes are good for a month and two. As I said
more
earlier,
work on ground, basically. Mr.
no work
Srivastava,
on
a very
ground.
important point that Avikal really made. And, one loophole really has been brought to light right here when the Delhi government is very conveniently saying that 61% of the source of air pollution is coming in from outside. They clearly forgot to mention that this is about just 1 week of that month, which is closer to winter, not right now. So that really is not effective when it comes to the summer action plan. Do you think more needs to be done? Because if we talk about the landfill fires that Reena also was mentioning, something immediately needs to be done, because Ghazipur landfill was on fire. It has only been doused recently, and there is only very little that can be said, and that also will be very, very little about the people who actually stay in adjoining areas on how they are having to inhale the methane induced gases.
Griha, first thing is that I appreciate my friend who has brought out so many other issues. And I think the government also must be watching your program, and whatever suggestions he has given, they will definitely look into that. The one thing which I want to add is that road sweeping, which is starting from today onwards, is that 78 road sweeping machines will be put to use. Other thing is that industrial pollution, which is for which a cleaner fuel should be used. I think that is the one agenda item for this summer action plan. But as far as the traffic problem, vehicles on the roads, those are the contentious issues. I will not get into that. I have seen in Delhi, in the family of 4 having the 5 vehicles at their home. Even there is no particular movement or a plan can become successful unless and until it is fully cooperated by the residents of that area. Whether the residents in the summer action plan, the residents associations will be allowed to spend some 2.55 lakh rupees for developing their own vicinity park. So this is also in a summer action plan. So what I'm saying that it has to be cooperated by each and every individual. It is not that only government can implement everything, right? Mr. Kejriwal has launched the electric vehicle buses also a few days before. You must have seen that, and more such buses will be put to use now, which will that vehicular pollution will get checked by that. So these are the many steps which are included in the summer action plan, and I am confident and hopeful that by the end of this month, some more new initiatives will also come up so that the environment gets cleaner and we get a better air. So this objective.
All right. Reena, so you as an informed citizen, you get to have the last word. And like Mr. Srivastava rightly said, that it has to have ample people support. What do you think the people can go ahead and do so that we actually witness less air pollution? Reena, I believe you're on mute.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I think people on their own home level is planting of trees is something we all can do. Removing of our waste, because the leaves fall a lot, as you know, in the summer months. So to dig up a hole and to make a compost pit may not be possible for each busy housewife. So if, colonies or RWAs can kind of contribute to creating systems of ease, which make removal of dead leaves and those compost pits easier. Then, of course, the bigger picture of plastic, which is the necessary evil binding the city. And I have been on a few campaigns to help clean the Yamuna River. And there is plastic so deep that it's like a seabed of plastic out there. And it's impossible, I feel, for years of generations to even regularly go there and try and clean it. So yes, plastic removal is important, but how do we do it? There is no real alternative to it. What is the cheap, cost-effective, light-weighted alternative to plastic? If that can be created or sounded, or if plastic itself can be recycled, then it's and put to use in our lives, because there are many recycling agencies which are found ways to recycle the plastic. If it's a necessary evil we can't so quickly do away with, and those to be encouraged. And yes, the government will need to support that, because that will be a bigger picture. But on an individual level, yes, tree plantation, looking after the trees, getting rid of your dead leaves and making, if compost pits can't be made by an individual, then perhaps the colonies need to put together those plans.
Absolutely. Very important inputs there by all my guests. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast for this very, very important conversation. And I'm taking some positive points from this. If the onus really also lies with the citizens, which it does, we should do our bit. Plant trees, have the compost pit that Reena was actually mentioning on a community basis, and also only take out your cars when it's absolutely necessary, and help the government go ahead and carry this summer action plan forward so that you see less pollution in days to come. On that note, I'm slipping into a very short break here on Mirror Now. News and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned for more.